The trailer is vital. It'll be the first thing many people see and will often be the deciding factor on whether people are interested in whatever you're trying to sell. You don't want to screw it up, rather you want it to look like the best thing to release in the past few years. In the case of fighting games, you need to make it look really cool. Easier said than done, but I'm fairly sure most of us get interested in games or characters because we simply think, wow, that looks so cool. Fighting games have different types of trailers. You've got your cinematic trailers, your gameplay trailers, and your character trailers. I enjoy them all, but I'm really only going to be looking at character trailers here. A lot of fighting games don't come with amazingly animated cinematic trailers, and gameplay trailers are also limited in number too. However, character trailers? There's an abundance of those, and when fighting games do it, they're all trying to achieve a similar thing. I'm not going to talk about character trailers for every fighting game because we'd be here forever, so I picked the most interesting cases in my opinion to talk about. By the way, Street Fighter X Tekken and Marvel vs. Capcom 3 have some amazing cinematic trailers, please go see them. Anyway,
here comes a mighty warrior!
Say hi to Dragonball FighterZ. Their character trailers have come a long way from their first season of DLC to their latest. No surprise there, since they were receiving a bit of criticism for how short their trailers actually were. When you click on a character trailer, you expect some interesting stuff. It's not that the Season 1 trailers didn't have anything that looked cool, it's just that anything that looked cool was only on screen for half a second. For such short trailers, they spent quite a lot of time on the things the entire cast can do, rather than what made that individual DLC character unique. I get the feeling that they wanted to keep their trailers very fast paced and therefore wouldn't include anything that slowed that pace down, but the result wasn't great. Their more recent trailers slowed down the pace a bit while still remaining pretty fast, and they're far better for it. They now have more space to show off unique moves those characters have, and that leaves people far more interested than a collection of super speed cuts. These guys get the award for most improved for sure. Something Dragon Ball FighterZ trailers are great at is showcasing a narrative in their trailers. Yes, we want to see the gameplay, but it's nice to show off some lore if you can too. After all, these characters are more than just functions. There are definitely a good number of people that appreciate lore as well as gameplay with these characters, and a good storyline for a trailer can give them more character and seem much more appealing. I know this type of thing is well aided in Dragon Ball FighterZ by the IP they're getting the story from, but it's not like other fighting games can't insert their lore into their character trailers as well. My favourite instance of this being done is in
Blazblue Central Fiction!
This series is great, I swear. The first Blazblue released on consoles in 2009 with a grandiose story mode that set up one of the final antagonists of the series, Izanami, who after many more editions of Blazblue, finally became a playable character in 2016 for the final edition, Blazblue Central Fiction. Her trailer absolutely lives up to her hype, incorporating the story into her trailer and making her look as imposing as a final boss should. And I'll be honest, I don't know what the hell she said in this trailer, not a single word. There's no translation available either. Yet, from the scenes present in the trailer, you get the idea. I still come back to this trailer occasionally just because it's so great. The unease created by the intro's lack of music and instead only the sound of bells, the close-ups and red tints of Izanami, the shot of her standing before the master unit, the outfit reveal, when we'd only seen her in this massive robe for 7 years, the boss music finally kicking in as she starts destroying the cast. Even the black and white colour theme they maintain throughout the trailer adds to its greatness. This will always be one of my favourite fighting game trailers of all time. The other Central Fiction trailers are great too, and Blazblue music being so good definitely helps. Just listen to Nine's theme play in the background. Who made these trailers? Where the hell are they now? Because we need them. I don't think Arc System Works trailers live up to this at all anymore. Definitely not with... Of course, I need to mention one of the most anticipated fighting games of current times, Guilty Gear Strive. These trailers are pretty middle of the road, if anything. They're not amazing, but they're not lacking. Guilty Gear Strive trailers give the characters enough room to show off their moveset, and there's a nice amount of things to show. We really get an idea of what we'll get out of the character, for example, Chip and Potemkin's trailers. They were revealed together and they're pretty polar opposites in terms of gameplay, but each of their own styles reflects in the trailers. Chip's trailer emphasizes speed, showing a lot of movement and having more rapid cuts in the beginning. Meanwhile, Potemkin's trailer emphasizes power, zooming in on big hits and letting us really feel the impact of his moveset, while the music yells down my ear about society. These trailers give us what we want, and what we want is to see the character and what makes them unique. They could make them even better if they wanted, but I guess they're fine as they are now. Oh, and the lack of voices is really weird to me. Quick note though, bonus points to the Giovanna trailer for having the visuals sync with the audio. Pretty nice.
Blazblue Cross Tag Battle.
These character trailers are real short, but I wonder if I should cut them some slack because it's a team game where each reveal trailer has had multiple characters fit into one trailer. Well, forgetting about length for now, they're not terrible. They do at least show off the unique appeal in the character's moveset most of the time, and they show off a combo or two, and that's about it. These are just fine trailers made pretty short, and all that could really be done is to make them longer, but it's not like this game is gonna get any more trailers, so... Tekken 7. Tekken 7 trailers are great, dare I say some of the best. Tekken trailers have a good blend of narrative, fun visual work, and gameplay. It's no surprise that they have so many views. These trailers would be appealing to not just fighting gamers, but to anyone. Honestly, I'm struggling to think of what to write here because the quality of these trailers speak for themselves. I can't tell which one is my favorite. Leroy Smith's is fantastic. These visuals, man, these shots are so good. Literally, this has to be the best Anna and Lucky Chloe has ever looked. As to why it's here, well, take a guess. I mean, I have my own, but I don't feel like getting into what the story probably is here. But anyway, the typography, the aesthetic maintained throughout the entire trailer, the music and the lyrics. Have you appreciated that they line up a lot of the gameplay with the music? It's nice, it should be appreciated. Then there's the Geese Howard trailer. First of all, I'll admit I'm biased towards this man since I love him, but anyway, once again, fun creative shots. This was an Evo reveal, so shots like this, of only part of Geese's face, with us not knowing who it was some good suspense on the trailer's part. The intro also has some narrative as well. Geese wants to take over the world or something, that's basically it. But it establishes that Geese is powerful and confident, and who doesn't like to play as powerful, confident men? Devil May Cry cutscenes basically exist to make Dante look as strong and cocky as possible so that you, too, can feel powerful and cocky while playing him. Once again, the typography, phenomenal, fits the theme, also work as great quotes. Pretty sure I've seen the whining fools be gone on Twitter quite a few times. Then the parry sequence? That was pretty fun. People want to do that. Yeah, no, Tekken trailers are leagues above, honestly. Looking at them again proved it for me that they're just the best character trailers overall out of any fighting game.
SOULCALIBUR 6.
SOULCALIBUR trailers are great and are yet again top quality among fighting game trailers. They really make a whole character trailer, just like Tekken does, except they do the narrative aspect a bit better in my opinion. This is my first SOULCALIBUR, so I don't know anything about these characters, but these trailers do a great job at giving me an idea. While incorporating all of this into their trailers, they absolutely do not neglect showing off all the gameplay that people want to see. And while these trailers may not have visuals at the quality of Tekken trailers in my opinion, lacking interesting typography and all that, they absolutely are still among the best of fighting game trailers. They have a lot of fun with the camera. I went back to look at the trailers that came out for a character before release, and they were good too, but not as great as the DLC character trailers right now. SOULCALIBUR kept improving their trailers, adding more narrative and more creative visuals in there for a more enjoyable watch. It's no surprise then that my favorite DLC character trailer is one of the most recent additions to the game, Setsuka's character trailer. I actually think the gameplay sort of takes a backseat in this one, but I think that it sort of fits with her character. There's an elegance to this trailer, not rapid gameplay cuts. They really commit to the narrative on this one. I didn't know a thing about her, but I got the gist of it after only a few lines from her trailer.
This is the path of my destiny.
Street Fighter characters trailers are really good. They make the characters look cool by letting the moveset shine. More than other games, Street Fighter V character trailers showcase the details that a lot of competitive players tend to be desperate for in the time they wait for the character's actual release. They don't just say, here's the character's V-trigger and V-skill, they demonstrate potential ways it could be used. I think this is a really good way of making the character look cool. Instead of leaving us with barely anything to go on, we see a more convincing sell that the character will be fun for X reasons. I went back to look at their character trailers from Season 1 DLC and then looked at the most recent character trailers, and it's pretty impressive that their character trailers have remained consistently good since the start. The most noticeable thing they've improved on from that time is that they no longer have the opponent just stand idly waiting to get hit, which is definitely a nice change. Other than that, there's been some added visual flair like the freeze frames and V-trigger activation for some upped quality. Once again, really good trailers. I expected no less from a company as experienced as Capcom.
KOF 15! Shatter all expectations.
This game isn't even out yet, but I want to bring up this trailer just because it got so much attention for being kinda bad. XIII was the first character trailer they released, and people were super excited to see some brand new gameplay for the new upcoming KOF. The trailer's intro is pretty good, and so is the music. We get a good amount of time to appreciate the model and how the game currently looks, but then the gameplay starts and... what the fuck just happened? God, that was fast, but whatever, they're just normals. We're here for the special moves and supers anyway. Are you serious? What are these insane cuts? Please, you must give us time to gush over these special moves without us needing to slow down the video to half speed. So, obviously, people went to Twitter and talked about how bad this trailer was, and rightfully so. SNK definitely know how to make actually good character trailers. They did so for King of Fighters 14. After all the criticism, SNK were quick to release the next character trailer, Meiten-kun. Something immediately noticeable is that the video length is 13 seconds longer. Thank God for that, because Meiten-kun's trailer is way better. I honestly think KOF 15 so far is a pretty game, and all they need to do is give us the time to appreciate how pretty it is. Meiten-kun's trailer has a lot of cuts as well, but they're not so rapid that we can't see the entirety of animations. Something I really love in this trailer at 23 seconds in is this move that has a sort of burst looking animation to it. I love how we get to see Meiten-kun slowly fall back to the ground, descending into sleep yet again, accompanied by a cute little yawn to go along with it. It's a small detail, but to me, it's worth so much. I know nothing about this character, but from watching up to this point in the trailer, you can probably figure out that he likes to sleep. That's why it's so satisfying to see that character trait bleed through into his actual moves too, rather than being restricted to just poses that happen outside of a round. That just makes the character even more appealing to me. I want to try them out. But if this trailer was like XIII's, they probably would have cut as soon as the burst looking move actually hit, and I would care less about this Meiten-kun dude. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Smash trailers are really good.
Get over here!
I'm just kidding, but seriously though. Listen guys, Nintendo scares me, I'm not talking about them. All you need to know is that Smash trailers are pretty great love letters to whatever game they're representing whenever a new fighter gets added. They too have some of the best character trailers out there. They rival Tekken pretty much.
Get over here!
Mortal Kombat has one of the most interesting approaches to their trailers here. They have little cuts. Instead, they simulate an actual match happening with the character instead. This may make it less flashy than the others, but by no means does that make it worse. In a lot of cases, it's actually better. There's no reliance on flashy editing, they're letting the character speak for themselves, and the character is enough to get people interested. I'm sure this approach is greatly appreciated by the people that put gameplay first and just want to see how a DLC character is actually going to play. Of course, this does mean that the trailers don't really have much else going on, but they don't really have to. So, we've looked at character trailers across a bunch of different fighting games. Looking at the best trailers in the bunch, we can identify a few things that make for a good trailer, as well as what can really elevate trailers to another level. To make a good character trailer, ideally it should have a gameplay showcase at a speed we can digest, and a display of what makes that character unique. The only examples of bad trailers here came from early Dragon Ball FighterZ trailers and early King of Fighters 15 trailers, and this is what those trailers lacked. Like I said in my intro, trailers are meant to persuade. You persuade by showing off what's cool about your character instead of giving us a glimpse of the character and ending it there. But if you want your trailer to really have eyes on it, you want to be better than good, you want to be great. Out of what we've seen, I think the great trailers had a few different things in common. Fancy visuals, lots of gameplay, consistent theming, and narrative. Fancy visuals, an abundance of gameplay, and a consistent theme throughout the trailer can all elevate a trailer. But I think the narrative is the most important element of these trailers that pushed it to the next level. The trailers that contain them were far more engaging to me than any other. The narrative can also provide further description of the character the trailer is centered around, which is another way to sell characters to people. It's just a great bonus to be able to express the kind of personality your character has through that trailer, alongside showcasing the gameplay. Visuals and theming can achieve this as well, but narrative? at least from what we've looked at, was far more effective at this. However, these are just my own opinions. I'd be interested in a discussion about this kind of thing, so feel free to comment your own thoughts on character trailers in the comments if you have a differing opinion, or even if you agree. If there are other trailers you think are really cool and worth checking out, mention that too. However, that's it for my analysis of fighting game character trailers. Thank you for watching.